I guess you're all familiar with this process. It's our RE framework. And what I have here, I have created a process that automates onboarding new hires in an online portal. But it's Friday, everything worked perfectly until it didn't. So instead of going home, now I have to troubleshoot why this transaction is failed. And yeah, I cannot enjoy the weekend because of that. But I will show you there are better ways. Directly from Studio, you can integrate with your coding agents. In this case, I'm using Cloud Code, and what I'm asking its help to investigate for me why this queue is failing. And you can see it in action right now.
Alex, what happens under the hood here?
So it's doing everything you would do as a human, but faster. Basically, it goes to orchestrator, it reads the logs, it investigates the target systems, and creating hypotheses and testing them to make sure it really identifies why it failed. So while this runs, let me show you what it will tell you. Basically, in my case, the target system blocked APIs because vendors can do that. And it did a big analysis, and it gave me a clear timeline when this happened, why it happened, and more important than that, it also suggests me how to solve for this. So basically, it recommends me to switch from API to UI. So everything is easy. Now you need what you need to do. But of course, coding agents can do more than that. You can take the recommendation, you can go with it, and basically, I said, OK, Claude, now go and fix it. And what is happening right now is basically going through the existing code, going through the recommendation, and start working with it. Since it's an API automation, now switched to an UI, what is going is looking at my target system, and it tries to identify the needed elements. So remember how much time you spend into tweaking the selector, to identifying the element on the screen. But now, this is accelerated by the coding agents because they can understand your target application and they can run with it. So let me show you what I would get. I fast-forwarded like half an hour, and now you can see what the coding agent built for me. Basically, there have been a lot of changes and differences in this project. It basically created object repository, a lot of UI files, and so on. So let's take an example, this file. And we can see all the needed actions, like filling the form, typing in the right inputs. We see object repository was used, and even the proper variable and arguments. So in minutes, I was able to investigate and come up with a fix. But how do we know that the fix works? What I can do now, it's ask Claude again for help. And this time, I'm using the panel integration directly. And I basically asking to publish and to deploy my process to the latest version and to retry the failed version. So what this means, you don't have to move away from your IDE. You can do things like managing deployments, managing publishes, retrying jobs. OK, of course, it asks for confirmation. That means you are still in control. And what it's doing right now is building the package and is pushing it to orchestrator. And for this to work, we provide a set of tools and CLIs that give your agents full control to the platform. And of course, everything is in the same trusted and governed environment. So let's see what this did. Basically, let's go to the queue. Okay. Yeah, this is a failed transaction. It still failed, and is now trying to identify the failed transaction and retry it. In case, let's do it manually and see that the new process is going to fix for me. Yeah, so now it's in the new state. I guess you're all familiar with this type of troubleshooting. Basically, now let's do one more thing. Basically, trigger an update in here. You see that my newest version has been deployed. And I am ready. There was a small hiccup. I think the internet connectivity was not able to update the process, but of course, I know my way in Orchestrator, and I can try to see if the newest version works well enough. And now the job is running, and in a few seconds, we will see if it was successful or not. So yeah, basically, Raghu, this is all you need to do to go from a bad Friday to a good Friday and to leave for the weekend.
So you can have a good weekend now. Awesome, that's awesome. So Alex, you showed how the coding agent was your co-pilot. It assisted you. You were still in charge. You're still the architect. But the coding agent was guiding you along the way and accelerating your work, right? But how did you build this automation in the first place?
Of course, I didn't build it just myself. So let me show you that too. As RPA developers, you're familiar with PDDs. And you know you spend a lot of time into reading them, into understanding, and turning this into production. What coding agent can do for you? Let's see. We can ask. In this time, I'm using Gemini CLI, so it's important to remember that our coding agent support is agnostic of the platform, so you can use whatever you like or whatever you have. And in this case, basically, the coding agent goes through the PDD. It understands what it needs to do. It recommends me how to structure my code. In this case, I should do a producer and a consumer, and to use a queue. So no more trying and failing. You get coding agents to help you all the way from build to troubleshoot to production and back.